Hi there. I want to introduce to you the final assignment for this course and explain that we're going to be learning about sensory assessments. At the end of this session or this module, you will be completing a Google Doc that will be showing the comparison between two different types of assessments. So the objective that we have today is to introduce sensory assessments that are familiar and often and frequently used by OTs that are working with young children, and then explain the key components of each. And at the end, as I mentioned before, you're going to be completing the Google Doc that will be sharing that information, and then we'll be talking about it at a later class time. I want to first ask you, what comes to mind when you think of or you hear the term sensory? Maybe you're a picky eater or you know of a picky eater. Maybe you don't like busy environments or loud noises, or you know somebody that doesn't like these environments or loud noises. Or maybe you know somebody or yourself that doesn't like tags and clothes. Now, mind you, if you have one area of difficulties out of these three, there's many more that we can talk about as well too. You likely can function well. Like, I am a pretty picky eater. My food never touches. However, I can function pretty well. I have social understanding of the process of eating and how to eat when I'm out with other people if I'm going to be exposed to foods maybe that I don't like. Same thing with tags in the clothes. I don't like tags in clothes, but I know to take them out ahead of time before it bothers me. So I can function pretty well. As I mentioned, though, our young children that we work with, that we get referrals for occupational therapy, they may have some of these challenges, and they may actually be manifested because they have many challenges in how they integrate sensory integration or how they process that. That leads to them having delays in learning or playing or performing self-care or adaptive skills. And so the sensory assessments that we likely use will help us understand what areas of difficulty they're having and then how to treat them. We're going to be talking, or you will be completing information on the sensory processing measure and then the sensory profile too. The differences between the two of these, as you'll see, is the sensory processing measure identifies in, areas of sensory processing, which are the ones that we're most familiar with: the hearing, the touch, the smell, the taste, and balance and motion and vision. And also looks at social interaction and praxis, which is the ability to understand what needs to be done, motor planning it, and then executing that task. When we're looking at the sensory profile too, it looks at 4 quadrants, which is if the child, how they register information, are they sensory seeking, are they sensory avoiding, and what are some of those behavioral characteristics that come about. In addition, it looks at the same areas of sensory processing as the sensory processing measure. Both of these have a school version, and with that, it identifies the child's needs and responses to sensory input and how it impacts their ability to engage in school-related activities. So as you see here, there's a template. You're going to fill out each section, and then you're going to provide a brief description of each of these assessments, identifying the data on links that are seen in your readings, as well as what is posted and uploaded on Moodle. Then when you're completed with this, you're going to upload it to Moodle by the due date, and then I will post the key, and then you can compare the two, and we'll be discussing this at a later date. Good luck, you guys.